Hello everyone and welcome to another video, and today it's gonna be again a very special video because I'm gonna be playing a different game mode, Frontline, but for a very good reason, because they updated Frontline. When I mean they, I mean Lesta. So if you play on wargaming servers, you will get Frontline for 1 week with basically no changes. However, Lesta is actually updating the game mode, and as you can see, I'm also playing the can opener, but it's a tier 8, and it's not as boring and obnoxious as the actual can opener on the EU server. I'm gonna talk about this tank a little, and then I will talk about the changes in Frontline. So, this tank is gonna be a Battle Pass reward in the next special Battle Pass collaborations with a game. I don't know the game's name, doesn't really matter. Anyway, this tank has a normal double barrel system, as you can see. It doesn't have the British double barrel or anything. And the charge time, as you can see, it's pretty quick. 1.5 seconds. And the reload time is also only for both shells, 13.7 seconds. The main gimmick of this tank is that the gun switch time is actually 8 seconds. Which means that when you are in single shooter, you basically have to wait for your shell to load. So you cannot, like, shoot, wait for your intro clip or gun switch time, and then shoot again. You have to... the gun switch time is so long that the shell reloads before it happens. And now I double this guy and actually bounce him. But as you can see, the double is pretty good. The dispersion is also pretty good. I don't even use vertical stabilizers on this tank. I use hardening turbo and vents, I think. Yeah, vents, yeah. Let's talk about the changes in Frontline. Now, in order for you to level up, you can complete these missions. They are starting off pretty simple, and even the hardest missions aren't that hard, actually. As you can see, my alpha damage is also 360, which is very nice. And as you can see, I have to wait for my shell, and my gun still didn't even switch. Anyway, and I completed the mission, which means I ranked up. And I bounce again somehow, but it's fine. My reload time is very quick. And when you double, you don't have to wait for your gun to switch. And as you can see, I can just fire again. So this tank's gun is very fun. I really like this gun. And the armor is also very nice. Of course, it's not as broken as the can opener. Between the guns is pennable with 260 plus pen. And just quickly double this guy. As you can see, 739 in his lower plate. Very nice. And you can shoot the lower plate. You can even pen this hatch. Like, kill this guy. Yeah. And another thing is that the cupola is way bigger, as you can see. Because, you know, Lesta can actually add weak spots to tanks. I know, crazy. And these ears are also a weak spot. These ears, but not the whole thing. Half of it. We repair our tank. The repair is basically the same. However, as you can see, there is a bar here that adds certain objects for you to help. Now, the first one is a artillery thing. I don't know what is it. Basically, it shoots 6 rockets, slow rockets at the enemies, and they deal like damage, and it also tracks them. And the final one is actually really interesting. It's a Zeppelin, and it basically has like 7,500 HP, and it just basically goes for the enemy base while shooting. As you can see, they didn't change the consumables, which, to be honest, I would have loved for Lesta to change the consumables a bit, to make them more balanced. But, oh well. Maybe they changed them, but they only like balance changes or like, I don't know. Double this guy, I miss again because I'm pretty bad. However, I completed my... Actually, I just upgraded because you don't actually have to complete your mission in order to level up. You can just gain points as before. And as you can see, my gun loaded, my shell loaded, but the gun didn't switch, so I have to wait longer. And my gun is still switching, and I cannot kill him even though my shell is loaded, which is the second tank that has this feature. Now I tried to double, but I miss. As you can see, this gun reminds me of the 703's gun. It doesn't have that much boom, but it's also pretty inaccurate. But it's not like that bad. Now I double this guy. As you can see, I'm firing APs here because 221 APCR with 1,500 shell velocity is pretty decent, I must say. Yeah, the pen is pretty average, but the shell velocity, I think, makes up for it. Even the gold shell has 1,100 shell velocity, so that's very nice. And now we actually got this arty thing, as you can see there. You can actually like find these in the Order of War game mode. These are the same objects except for the Zeppelin, although I think the Zeppelins also are in the game, like in-game assets. And now I made my mission, and I got a lot of points. However, because this wasn't this tier's mission, as you can see, there is a Panther turret which activates as if the enemies get enough points. And it's pretty self-explanatory. The Panther turret will shoot you and spot for you. Anyway, activate Inspire, and I hear the artillery. I think this is kind of a tricky situation because they are everywhere camping. You cannot really cap this. This zone is pretty hard to cap, to be honest. As you can see, I loaded my gun, but the gun didn't switch yet. So yeah, that looks kind of weird, but when you will first play this tank, if you ever get this, it will be really weird, because you will see the reticle fully close in, like the shell fully loads in, but you still can't fire because your gun didn't switch. As you can see, I actually almost hit him. His weak spot, although that thing has an insane weak spot. They actually buffed the Chieftain T95 in this server. And now, yeah, the Schneideroi is another tank with a double barrel that actually has faster reload than the gun switch, which is the first one with this mechanic, I would say. Basically limiting the DPM when single shooting. So basically Lester is trying to encourage you to double, which is pretty fun. Better than like the British double barrels that actually don't encourage you to double. Although the British double barrels can be fun, but yeah. And yeah, the Schneider is basically on SFAC, and now you can see it. And I chose Soma SM. Yeah, very insane tank. But I can actually kill him. As you can see, it's not very accurate. And now you can just clip him out. I'm firing gold because this is test server. You probably wouldn't need to fire gold. As you can see, fully clipped him out with this tank, but yeah, don't worry, I won't be cooking with this tank much. And look! The Zeppelin just spawned because we got enough points, and the Zeppelin actually has some turrets. And now this thing fires, as you can see. What is it called? PC-30? Whatever. Anyway, look at the Zeppelin. And yeah, it just stops in the cap zone and it starts capping for us. Which means we can actually go and cap with it, and it will be even faster. And as you can see, everything that shoots it deals less damage. Like maybe, I would say 60% less damage or 80% less damage. So yeah, you cannot really just kill it. Like even 750,000 HP isn't that much for this huge target, but it actually has like way more HP. But everything just deals less damage. And as you can see, there's those turrets. I don't have gun elevation to show it, but those turrets actually shoot the enemy. And now, as you can see, they activated the flamethrower, which also was in the Order of War game mode. So these are the existing assets. And this is what I like about Leicester, because they don't overcomplicate things. They use assets that are not yet used in a new way. And I think this is a pretty good way to use them. And now I clip out that flamethrower and put down a art strike. And now, as you can see, after my Zeppelin trying to capture, it starts flying over, and I think it will disappear soon. So tanks that have good gun elevation are... Oh wait, it just disappeared. So in Frontline, the Schneideroi, or the SFAC, will be very useful because they have very good gun elevation, which means that they can actually shoot down the Zeppelin. So yeah, Leicester is also making gun elevation actually useful, which is kind of cool, I guess. So we just clip this guy, Romach. This is basically the new Int Union tank. I just call them Israeli Tech Tree because most of their tanks are from Israel. Basically, it's a tier 8 premium that has the sonar mechanic. I think it's called like that. And what it does is basically it negates all foliage when spotting in a certain cone. So if you look, for example, where are bushes? Okay, maybe if you look here with that tank and you activate the ability, these bushes will be ignored and even a ELC even will be spotted. In fact, actually, all your camo will be ignored, and if you stand in the cone for more than 5 seconds, you will be spotted. Doesn't matter if you have 50% camo or 0, it doesn't matter. You will get spotted, but it's not like a crazy mechanic, so like not crazy OP. It has pretty long cooldown and only had 4 uses. We clipped this guy out because he rushed us. However, this captain actually doubled us, which is pretty unlucky. And I don't have heals because I just started playing, so I don't have the tokens to buy the heals. I would love to see Leicester to rework the consumable system in Frontline because it's kind of outdated, I think. As you can see, we have another Zeppelin again. I'm not sure how frequently they spawn, maybe every 2 minutes. And now I start clipping this pillbox, I guess, as they call it. And as you can see, these, if you destroy these, it will have about 1 minute repair time. It will be visible here, which means that after 1 minute, it will fully repair and it will be back in action. Same with our artillery thing. And now this guy rams us. So yeah, that's an extra 600 damage even though I'm loading. And I think I won't be able to shoot him one more time. I put down a artillery strike, but he manages to kill us before we kill him. However, we still hit him a bit with the artillery strike. So yeah, we're really trying to capture E, but it's not really working. Now I pick Gonzalo. By the way, I will absolutely spam the shit out of this tank in Frontline because this HE is just so good. It's really cheap. Look at this, 400. This is 60mm pen. Okay, that's an RT, but that's basically the most armored tank in the game. But if you probably know from Incoming's video that the Gonzalo has a special HE mechanic, I would say. Still it's 170 because these HEs are not actually 120mm HEs. These are actually 150mm HEs in the game's code. When they overmatch something, they actually do basically the same damage as an AP shell for less credits. But if you miss, you still do small damage or even more damage. Like sometimes you can do 440 damage to really well armored tanks if you aim carefully. However, I recommend you using full gun build, like raise stab, gun laying drive. As you can see, I did 170 damage to that guy's turret front with the normal HEs. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And yeah, but I mean, this thing isn't like overpowered or anything. It's just if you know the mechanic, you can farm a lot of credits with it. But yeah, I will just get overrun. And yeah, I die. And now there's an LT. He's kind of deep in our lines. I shoot him once. Maybe I double him right now. Yeah, I'd actually double him, but I didn't even need to double him. But it's fine. I have only a 13-second reload for both of my shells, so like it's really not that bad. Yeah, this thing has very good DPM, surprisingly. And as you can see... Oh, hey, look, it's shooting! It's shooting the enemies. With that small turret. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And I put a nice double into him. Luckily, I overmatch his underplate, which means I don't have to exactly hit the lower plate. And you can still play hold down with this tank. The gun will feel much more fun, I think. But there's a small issue. Now, that thing is not green at all. It's red everywhere. In fact, it has more than 440 millimeters on that part, and I have 220. Yep. Tier 8 artillery has 440 millimeters armor. It's actually not broken because it has no firepower at all. Like, look at this. 38 damage. Ooh. So yeah, you have pretty good mobility, pretty good view range. I tried to hit his cupola, but yeah. And now, because Lesta actually removed stun from normal artillery, I think this tank, this object 1560 is the only tank in the game that can actually stun. Man, maybe that tier 2 flamethrower tank, but nobody cares about it. Yeah, good luck hitting that. And now, this Emil actually takes advantage of my hesitating, and I think that guy will die from my artist strike. Yep, because that tank has like no armor on the roof, and I only hit one again, but it's fine. He bounced both, so I think I will be fine. I already got general a long time ago. However, that's because this is test server, and I got way better games in test server. And as you can see, they have a hard time penning my hull and turret. This thing actually has very good armor. I load HE for this guy because he has 7 HP. And activate my Inspire, and we got another Zeppelin. I'm not sure how frequent they spawn, but it looks like when you get to max bar... Okay, this guy is kind of distracted by the Zeppelin. I mean, he's kind of confused. I want to help my teammates, but it's such juicy target, as you can see. And as you can see, the gun is very good. He's pretty far away, but I still hit him easily. No issues, even without vertical stabilizers or any other equipment like that. So yeah, this gun is very nice to use. Very quick reload, good DPM, very nice doubling, and very good alpha as well. So yeah, this tank is going to be very interesting. And I think it will be worth the grind, because also Lesta doesn't usually make like these really long marathons. So I hope it not gonna be like insanely difficult to get. They also did the Object 757 marathon, which was pretty easy. Like, as long as you just played, you will eventually get the tank. I hope Lesta is gonna make this Battle Pass chapters different, because believe it or not, Lesta is actually not collaborating with every special Battle Pass chapters every month, like Wargaming. So this is actually a pretty unique event. Like, maybe once or twice a year they do a collab, which is, I think, what should Wargaming do, honestly. Like, Wargaming thinks that if he collabs every month, it will increase revenue or interest or whatever. Maybe it increases revenue. I'm not sure. I'm not a marketing specialist or whatever. But it definitely doesn't increase interest. For me, at least. And for many others that I ask. I just find it kind of repetitive and kind of just boring. Like, who cares? Like, these aren't even like big names. Like, they just run out of stuff and they just collab with everyone or everything they could find. Okay, you can actually see the progression here. Okay, that's nice. Anyway, we actually captured the D and F zones. And as you can see, these missions only apply to this flank. Which means that the game actually encourages you to stay on your flank and don't abandon your flank, because then you will get different missions and you will have to complete them again. If you stay on your lane where you spawned, you will actually level up faster. Anyway, I tried to hit this. Tried to hit that, but of course I hit the gun. We actually destroy second objective. I want to double this flamethrower thing. 690. Pretty nice. I think 703 has 3... Oh, we actually lost. Okay. I think, yeah, the timer is wrong. I knew that, but I thought we will still have, like, some time. I did almost 20,000 damage. I think I actually have a few blind shots. So, yeah, but obviously in real games where with more people, you won't be able to do this. Maybe with the captain you would be. Maybe this tank is overpowered. Who knows? Maybe that's alright. That's why I did so much damage. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see more replays from Frontline, then make sure to let me know in the comments, and see you next time.